Bienvenidos a este nuevo vídeo de Devir TV. Hoy estamos aquí en la Gen Con y nos hemos encontrado una persona increíble que no podíamos, dejarla pasar y hacerle unas cuantas preguntitas. Se trata de Emma Larkins. How are you, Emma?
I'm doing pretty great.
Very nice to meet you. To have you here, it's awesome.
It's very nice to meet you too.
Well, Emma is the author of this awesome tiny game called Abandon All Artichokes from Emma Larkins, and it was a big surprise for us, as you know, and we want to ask Emma how this crazy idea came to your mind.
So, very interesting path. It's actually a name-first game design. Yeah, so I was coming up with a list of alliterative game names. So, like bouncing bisons, and I just wrote like 20 or 30 down on a piece of paper. And then I posted it to Twitter, and people were saying that they would buy Abandon All Artichokes just based on the name. Nothing else. No art, no gameplay. They thought it was really cool, so...
Your friends don't like vegetables at all?
I guess so, yeah. Just a lot of artichoke hate, unfortunately. So a few months later, I actually sat down and thinking of the word abandon, it made me think of deck builders, and so I went from there.
Yeah, but it's not really a deck builder. It's more like a deck destroyer or something like this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite parts of playing deck builders is trashing your cards. The first deck builder I played, I think it was Dominion, and when it clicked in my brain that you get rid of the cards and then you can control how powerful your deck is, that just felt very powerful. So I thought that was fun, and I wanted to focus my game on that.
So you're a big fan of deck builders?
Yes.
What other deck buildings you like?
Also like Star Realms, Hero Realms, Ascension is great.
Awesome. But this game is not as deep than those ones. It's like easier.
Yeah, a lot of the things I was focusing on was getting rid of the parts that tend to confuse people. So while I was playtesting, people would take the cards into their hand instead of into the discard pile, which is usually in a deck builder where the cards you buy go. So I just ran with that. You know, they want them in their hand, they want to use them right away, so I let that happen. Also costs. There's no cost for the cards, there's no points on the cards, which made it very hard to balance because you don't have a lot of dials to dial in. But eventually it all worked out, and it kept it very easy for people to get into, which I like.
Cool. But since you start to think in Abandon All Artichokes, you knew that this is going to be like a gateway game?
Yes, very much so. I was newer to the board game scene in part back when I was developing it, so I wanted something that I could play with my family and with people who were less into games, and I like faster games too, so I wanted to keep it pretty snappy so you could play another game if you wanted to.
Do you think that maybe you have created the best deck builder for people that don't know the mechanic?
Yes. I would say so. I think the more I play games with people, the more I realize it is a pretty complicated mechanic. And some people, it takes a little while to figure out what's their discard pile and what's their deck and their hand. But once they kind of get into it, people tend to really enjoy it. So I think it's good to spread the word about deck builders, and then they can go off and play every deck builder out there.
Perfect. Another crazy thing of the game that we really love is the box. I don't know if you were involved in that.
Not really. They showed me the picture of it, and I gasped, you know, just like the color of it is so bright and the shape of it is great and it has the artichoke face on it. You might be surprised though, a lot of people here in the US don't love the metal tins as much. No. So I've gotten a little hate for it here, so I'm really happy that people elsewhere love the tin, because I love the tin. It stands up on a shelf, you know, you see the face, it's perfect. I love it so much.
Yeah, and it has all this like ecological thing because you open it and it has this like ecological insert.
Yeah, the paper, the recycled paper insert, so it really does feel, and the language too. You compost the artichoke, so it helps you harvest from your garden, so it's all plant themed. I can't take credit for the composting. That was a play tester. She said, because I said trashing, which is the general word in deck builders, but she said, oh, it should be compost because they're vegetables. I'm like, I am going to take that because that is great.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the reaction of the people of the game? Did you expected that?
I mean, you can't really. This is my first game that's really been this successful, and I mean, it's great to have lots of people play the game. For example, hundreds of thousands of people on Board Game Arena, lots of people playing the physical game. But what's more important to me is each individual reaction. So being here at Gen Con, and I just see people playing, and kids are great because they're like, wow, this is so much fun, and that feels good. And when someone draws that hand of no artichokes and they feel so good about it. So I really just like making people happy, and the game lets me do that, which is great.
Great. Are you working on something related with that game, or it's over?
I'm definitely pushing for expansion cards. Yeah. So there's the Rhubarb, the promo card, which is there, and I'm hoping to be able to do either more promo cards or little packs, because I definitely have ideas. For example, playing a lot of games, I found sometimes I want to get another artichoke into my hand from somewhere, and you can't always do that. So are there ways to do that? Are there ways to take artichokes from the compost and do something with them? There's still some space to explore. So fingers crossed, someday we'll get some new cards.
Perfect. We can wait to see more artichokes coming. But you are here at Gen Con, I think, presenting something new.
Yes. So the next game that I have coming out is called Starry Night Sky. It's coming from Buffalo Games in 2023. And it's a constellation-themed game where you take plastic stars, pull them from a bag, and place them into the constellations. And what's cool about it is it's competitive, so it's a one-winner game. But as people place things, it becomes easier for other people to place. So even though you're working against each other, you're also working together. So it's got a very nice tension with those two things.
And also looks stunning because I saw it and it looks amazing.
Oh yeah, the artist did an amazing job with it. So I'm really excited about it.
So Emma, thank you very much for your time. We hope to see more games of you coming because you are great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This has been great.
Nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. Adiós.